That's so gay.
That's so gay.
That's so gay.
That's so gay.
That's gay.
That's so gay.
That's so gay.
That's so gay.
That's so gay.
Oh, your brother's so gay.
Oh, that's so gay.
Oh, that's so gay.
Yes, I have definitely heard the term "that's so gay."
Gay, what a fag, right? That's the ultimate, like, common thing to do.
First of all, it doesn't make any sense. But usually the context that it's used within wouldn't be any different than a racial slur.
We certainly hear it from pretty much anyone in the hallway, but I also know that it's not just kids that say it. It's been said for enough years that adults say it.
And the expression "that's so gay" is one that's really quite popular within the student vernacular, and there's no doubt about that.
They say it in classrooms and hallways and whatever, and I feel like we should get a campaign somehow out on that, like, and get people to stop saying it, because honestly it's hurtful to like everyone, even if like they don't mean it.
It has come into the teenage lingo, MSN, Facebook, texting. It's there. It's in daily life. I hear it a lot.
I don't hear teachers say it. A lot of students say it. You hear adults say it a lot, which is a little weird. You think of it as like a teenager thing.
I don't think I've heard anyone over 30 say that's so gay in my life.
The movie was gay, the shirt is gay, you know, the water fountain's gay, everything's gay.
It means that's so dumb, that's so stupid, I hate this, why is this happening?
They're probably just like saying that's so stupid.
Oh, they just mean it's bad, that it's stupid, that it's wrong.
Something's stupid and they don't want to do it, they just say it's gay.
Gay is either the term for, you know, two men in love or like happy, and it's neither of that.
Somehow, if we make it humorous, that's supposed to hurt less, when in fact it's simply a way of putting somebody down or putting something down.
That's stupid, that's lame.
That's so gay. It's used to, you know, talk about that water bottle or that pen or this desk. This desk is gay. What does that mean? It's ridiculous.
Kind of a generic derogatory term that's become part of the adolescent vernacular.
People usually say it when they're talking about something stupid, and it's really annoying and you want to go over and smack them, but you kind of can't.
Not realizing they're hurting others and saying that's so stupid.
That's so gay is an expression that I don't hear a lot in my life and in my circle. What does that mean to them? Like, I really, seriously, I do not know what it means when somebody says that, other than it's a bad thing.
It's not about anything rational, it's about, you know, something I don't like. And you know, when I was in grade 7, I probably used the word too and never thought about it.
That I don't think people really think what it truly means anymore. It just rolls off the tongue.
I don't know what its origin is, but I know that for people who are gay themselves, it's perceived to be a slam against them.
I don't like it. It hurts to hear, but at the same time I understand that teenagers are going to be teenagers and you can't change them all.
It's wrong when people say it. So it's something that should be brought to attention, because people who say it, you know, 9/10 of them don't mean, oh, well, I don't mean that gay people are bad. I'm just saying that that's gay. It's just a word that should be fixed.
It's a term that absolutely can devastate.
A lot of people start to feel dumb or like unliked.
I've heard homosexuals say that's so gay, right? Even myself, if someone says it, if I don't feel like, you know, being super Scott for the day and correcting people, I'll just kind of be like, yep, so anyways, and just keep going on the conversation and just totally ignore it.
For others who are more sensitive about it, it just says, okay, this isn't a safe place, or this is not a place I'm going to talk about certain things.
I think it can hurt an awful lot of people if it's implied that a person, because their sexuality is a second class or a subpar person.
That's not even trying to give us a small bit of respect. That's not even trying. It's just flying out there, and it's just plain rude.
It's still offensive to my friends who are gay, and it does hurt.
For years and years, students hear that and they can't say anything, or they feel they can't say anything, and to feel belittled like that over and over, and just in such a casual way. Students who would never use the N-word in a million years throw around these derogatory terms just, you know, without even thinking. And we've got to make them think about it.
Honestly, I wish that people that use terms like that and use them negatively would really seriously consider what it is they're doing.
Having that as a common term, just that somebody might flippantly say, just means that it's in there so deeply in their subconscious that it doesn't even occur to them that saying something that's gay and equaling bad is wrong. Like, how do you fight that? How do you even like start the conversation to tell them, you know, that really hurts?
I mean, all of that starts as an inside-out process, really. And that is that you have to reflect on who you are, what your core values are, and when you make those kinds of statements, what's your intent?
Realizing what you say.
Try and take that out of your lingo. That's so weird, that's so bad. Anything to replace it.
I think some staff are incredibly comfortable dealing with that kind of comment, and I think some staff are a little more reluctant.
We must not allow the comments in the hall. We must not allow the comments or jokes that can hurt someone, whether race, religion, or sexual orientation. We must let them know that that is unacceptable. For some people, that's become a knee-jerk reaction, and they aren't even realizing that it's hurting somebody. Because if they did realize they were hurting something, most people would stop.
You can't let it go. Can you address it every single time you walk down the hall? Maybe not, because you might never get from the staff room to your classroom. But how about start with once a day?
It's so prevalent that if you called it every time, you'd never get around to the War of 1812. But, you know, that's not an excuse either. So you have to do what you can when you can.
I had a song come on one time in my classroom and I heard a kid say, "Oh, that song is so gay." And I stopped and I said, "Are you kidding me? Is that song having sex with another song?" And he said, "No." And his friends around him started kind of laughing at him. And I said, "Well, you do know what gay means, don't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, what are you trying to say about the song?"
They're not really thinking about the impact of what they are saying. And usually when I do get that comment, I usually shut it down right away, and I say that this environment is not an environment where that is acceptable.
And if I do initially hear it, it's immediately choose another word. I find that after I've kind of laid my groundwork, the kids don't really have to think all that much because they will choose another word.
There's a lot of teachers who kind of shut it down as soon as it starts.
Why did you say that? What do you mean by it? You might be hurting someone's feelings. You might be hurting my feelings. So knock it off.
You have to address it because to ignore it is to condone it.
So that it's not about finding a moment to embarrass a child that said something that may have just kind of come out, but in fact turning it into a learning experience and an example where a teacher can call a student on something that they've said and let them rephrase and we're protecting the dignity of all the people involved.
Parents and teachers in the school board have to stop ignoring it as harmless when one kid says, "That's so gay." They have to stop telling stories in which the parents are only ever heterosexual. They've also, though, got to stop telling stories in which the parents are only ever white European Christians, right? If we're going to be inclusive of one group, we better be inclusive of everybody. But that's easy, right? There's a wide literature out there. There are lots of instances out there that people can use to make the whole curriculum more diverse. If we have more diversity of all kinds, then everybody feels more included.
So many people have been like, "Oh, but you know, I don't mean it that way." It's just because they fall into it. If we can use that same logic to defend against it, you know, people will just naturally start saying, "Oh, don't say that. That's not cool." You know?
So I would maybe look for a way to build a more broad strategy as a teaching tool that I would use with all the students. What might we do as a whole school to deal with comments like that? What kinds of conversations might we generate at staff meetings, for example? When you look at comments like that, you really have to look at addressing it on more than just one level, or else you really won't get at dealing with the problem in a bigger way.
But we really wanted to get this "That's so gay" right at the beginning. And one of our teachers said, "You know, I don't know about anybody else, but this is going to be the hill I die on this year." And as a staff, I think the consensus was every time we hear it, we were going to deal with it. We got these really great videos, "That's so gay" videos, that are so super for showing the kids. And so some of the teachers are using those. And again, dealing with it with humor, which is really great.
When I hear it out of the youth I work with, I ask them, like, what are you really saying? Let's look at the context of this and the damage that you're doing. And it's awful when words become part of mainstream and people don't even recognize anymore that there's a history there of oppression and violence.
Just even one person saying that it's wrong and not good, I think can make a big difference.